Hello friends, welcome to today's video. I'm really excited to talk about some books and recommendations for reading for upcoming December Christmas season. And I had to be honest, in the past I've not always been a big super like Christmas or holiday book person, but there's just been some fun ones over the year and I've kind of gotten into it a little bit more, and so I just wanted to share some with you, some that I have read and some that I haven't but that are on my list for this upcoming December. And so I just thought that I would make this video and share them with you in case there's something that maybe stands out to you. And some of these are, I guess this is my kind of criteria and what I look for in a Christmas or holiday book. I want it to be not very long, and I love Christmas. It's my favorite time of the year, the holiday time, but I don't like when Christmas books, and a lot of them, many of them are romances, I just feel like they don't need to be 300 plus pages. That to me, they just kind of, I don't know, I just don't like that personally. Maybe someone else is like that as well. And so when I look for books, most of the ones that I have read or I'm going to read are not like super long. There's maybe one or two, but the majority are not. So just kind of a preface there. They're mainly novellas or just shorter reads. And so I'm going to show you the ones that I have physical copies of. Many of these I requested from my library where I work, and then many are on Kindle Unlimited, so a little mix of both. Great. This is one, I'm going to start with this one that I read last Christmas, and it's called The Quiet Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This is the author who wrote Little Women, and this is actually a collection, I believe, of, is it a collection? Yeah, it's a collection of a few stories. See, I read it last year and I already, I forgot, but these were stories that I believe the author Louisa May Alcott, it says here that she made friends with a 5-year-old fan when this was during the time when she first wrote Little Women. And so this family of girls would write letters to her telling her, you know, how much they loved her and like her stories. And so they actually got a story, like a letter back that was a story written by Louisa May Alcott, and it was the story that, you know, later they had in magazines and later they came out. So it's part of that story. Like many of Louisa May Alcott's books, she just kind of has that quiet, serene, I don't know, like atmospheric descriptions in her writing. And I remember, I mean, it's not very much at all either. I think it's like 120 pages, and so I read it all in one day, but it just kind of gives you some, it talks about a few different stories about Christmas and the meaning of Christmas, and just giving some examples. Yeah, I don't know, I really enjoyed it. I was actually recommended this by a friend of mine, Molly, and I liked it. I thought it was a good read, and I'm trying to go through Louisa May Alcott's books, and so that is one of them. This next book is one, these are next few are ones that I have requested from my local library, which is another thing, friends. Please utilize your library, especially during this season. There's so many great Christmas books that come out, and just support your local library. Save money as well to get a lot of these novellas. There's a lot in print, a lot on Libby. There's audiobooks, all of it. So please, please, please support your library, support your wallet, and get some good Christmas reads. But this next book that I picked up was called A Wreath of Snow. And from what I understood about it, again, this is not a very long one. I believe it came out a while ago. This is not a brand new read, but it is new to me. I have heard of this author, but I don't think I've read anything by her. But from what I understand from this book is that it follows a school teacher, and I think her name is Margaret, and this is during the 1890s, and she's a school teacher and she's planning to head home for the holidays, but it does not go as planned, and so unfortunately she has to return back. She can't stay with her family for the holidays. She has to return back to her school town, her students, and she actually is glad to go back there. That's home for her now. But along the way, she somehow gets, I guess, on a different route, a detour, maybe in the train, I'm not sure. But in her unexpected detour, she meets a man from Scotland, I believe, named Gordon Shaw. And apparently he has some ties to her past. And so I think there's a little bit of like mystery of like, Can their romance work or not? I'm curious to find out. But it says here what kind of intrigued me about the story as well. I like that it's historical, but it says here that it's a celebration of all things Scottish, all things Victorian, and all things Christmas. And that just sounds very intriguing to me. I like that it is romance, but there is more to the story. And again, I like the historical backdrop of it. So I'm curious to see what this one has in store. Then this next one I'm also very intrigued about, and I got this from my library again, and this is called The Christmas Guest. And if you can kind of tell, there's some blood droplets. And this kind of just seems, I think, like a mystery thriller little Christmas novella, which just sounds so good. I again have never read anything by this author. He is totally new to me, but it says here that this is the story, from what I understood, is there is this American student. She's an art student in England, and for Christmas she gets invited. She was gonna, I think, just kind of be at her dorm or apartment or wherever she is, but she got a last minute invitation to go to this like mansion, whatever it is, in the countryside. Of course, I feel like that's a typical mystery setting, right? Like, I love that. And so she arrives, she goes with her good friend that invited her, and they go to this manor. Now at this manor is her friend's brother. And I don't know if there's supposed to be a romance, but there's a bit of a mystery because supposedly this, I think, attractive brother is actually being investigated for possible connections to a string of murders that have been happening in the city. But is it true? Is it not? So I think there's a mystery unfolding there and how he may be connected. But apparently this also connects, looks like it has a dual timeline, or connects to something in the past of other crimes that happened like 30 years ago. And what I liked about, or maybe that was, no, yeah, this one, when I was looking into it, it has like different media in it. Like, for example, there's some, it looks like letters, it looks like text, it looks like newspaper articles, and like police reports. And I find that kind of style of writing really interesting in books. I think it makes it seem like more realistic, more engaging. And so I'm very excited that all of that, it seems like a lot to live up to in a small little novella, because this is only 90, no, not even, that's the 93 pages. So I feel like the author, I'm curious to find out how he packs all of that into this small little novella. Very curious. Then the other book that I got from my library is called A Royal Christmas. This book, just right away, if I tell you what it's about, what does it remind you of? Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little bit, okay? She's in law school, she's living life, okay? She's got her own life going on. And then all of a sudden she gets a letter saying that she's the direct descendant of a king of a small ruler of a small European country. What does that make you think of? Did you say Princess Diaries? Yes, because that is immediately what I thought of. As soon as I was reading that description, I was like, yes, this is like just making me think of Princess Diaries. And I love the movie Princess Diaries. I love it so much. And I don't know if it will be anything remotely to that, right? But I was like, yeah, I'm down for that. I don't know if I would want to read, right, like 5 of 6 of these same trope, but like one for the Christmas season just seems kind of fun and different. And so she ends up like, basically, this, like I said, she's in law school, so she's like, yeah, okay, what the heck, like, I'll go check it out. Supposedly I'm like a royal. And so she goes, and yeah, it just says opulent palace, family mysteries, royal jealousies, a handsome young member of parliament. It just all sounds adorable, and again, just makes me think of Princess Diaries. And I was like, yep, you don't need to tell me more about that. I'm gonna try and figure it out. And this has like, this one's a little bit longer. I think it's like 160 pages, but not too bad at all. And I noticed too, I have never read anything by this author, Melody Carlson, but it looks like, I'm like, girl, did you just write Christmas? Because it looks like she literally just writes tons of Christmas books. Like inside, she has, what is that? Maybe like 15 books, and they're all Christmas themed. So if I end up liking this author, or if you guys have read anything by her, or you're looking maybe for recommendations, check her out. Then this next one I have had actually on my TBR shelf for I think a couple years, and I'm excited to finally get into it during this season. And it is from an author that was new to me this year, but that I have really enjoyed, so I'm also really excited about. Now this one is like a full-length book. It is over 300 pages, and it is by the author Pepper Basham. It's called The Mistletoe Countess. I've started it, I think I'm only on like the first chapter, yeah. And again, I think it's like Victorian themed historical romance, but it is set during Christmas time, I believe. And this is actually the first book in a series, and the rest of the series looks really good too. I think they're more like historical mysteries and romances, and the covers just look really cool. So, but I have not purchased them because I do want to read this one first and see how I like it. Now, based on her other books that I have read, I have really enjoyed them. I'm currently actually reading her latest book, and I got an arc of that one, which that will be in a different video. But needless to say, I have liked a lot of her books, so I hope that this one will be just as good. And basically, from what I've gathered so far, from the little bit that I've read and about the book as well, there is, what is her name? I think it's her name. Let's see. So yeah, so there is this manor, and this woman, I think it's Gracelyn is her name, or Grace. She is going with her sister, and her sister is marrying this count, I think, or duke, some sort of title. And her sister, it's just a marriage of convenience for money, you know, as goes in ye olden times. And her sister is marrying this, you know, man, and she's just marrying them to save the family. He's saving his family, whatever. That's the plan. But something, I don't know what happens. I'm excited to find out. He ends up not marrying her sister, but marrying Gracelyn, or Grace. And so she actually becomes his bride. And it says here, you know, she's kind of she's in this marriage that she did not plan. And then she's in this manor. There's some sort of mystery apparently that's involved. Yeah, so I'm just curious. And it's all set during, I think, the Christmas time. And all those things just sound very interesting to me, and just seem kind of like a cozy environment, but also a little bit of that romance and a little bit of mystery. So I'm curious to check it out. Pepper Basham is a Christian fiction author. But yeah, I'm curious to see what she has in this book. Then the next few books are some of them, again, ones that I have read, some I have not, but these are ones that I'm reading on my Kindle Unlimited. And so these are technically 4 books, or little novellas, I guess. They're about 80 to, I think, up to 100, but I don't think they're more than 100 pages. Usually I can read one in about an hour or a little bit over an hour, so it's not like huge books, but it is a series. I believe this series, I want to say it came out this holiday season, like for this year, but it is called the Home Sweet Holiday series. And I will say all of these authors are completely new to me. I have not read any other romance books. I think these are just contemporary romance writers. Some of these have definitely piqued my interest. I want to check out maybe some of their other books, like full-length novels. But I have read the first 2, and I'm on the 3rd one right now. And I do have to say I really enjoy them. So the first one is called Merry and Bright. And this one follows, and they all kind of have to do with going home, because they're like home sweet holidays. So they're either going visiting families, things going on with families, so they're all kind of related to that concept of people kind of going home for the holidays, whether it's good or bad, you know, that kind of situation. And I've read Merry and Bright, and I've read Snow Place Like Home, and then there's 2 more in there, All Wrapped Up in You. That's the one I've started right now. And then there's one more that I'm gonna read, You Better Not Pout. And they're just contemporary romances, I would say. So far, none of them have had any sort of like spice in them. You know, like nothing, like no open door scenes or anything like that. So I don't know what the other ones are like. Like I said, I haven't read the 3rd and 4th one yet. But so far the other 2, I really enjoyed the second one. It was really sweet, called Snow Place Like Home. And they're just really nice, like sweet little like kind of short romances that again take place in different families. And yeah, I don't know, I just came across that on Amazon and I kind of am enjoying that one so far. Then one other that I wanted to talk about, I have a lot of patrons at work that kind of have asked about this book, and maybe some others here on YouTube maybe, because I know this has also become a movie, which I have not seen it, but it is called The Christmas Ring by Karen Kingsbury, and she is a Christian fiction romance writer. To be honest, I think this is my first book by her. I was able to get an ARC and I read it. To me, it's definitely like the atmosphere of Christmas is a sweet romance. It's like, I liked it, but for me, I don't know, it wasn't my favorite. Does it give you the feelings of Christmas and things? And if you are a Karen Kingsbury fan and you like her style of writing, you probably will like it. I didn't hate it, but I have to say that to me, I feel like it would be better as a movie, which I know it has been made into a movie, and it's kind of like Hallmark, but I don't know, like in a book for some reason it wasn't the same for me. It was okay. I think I gave it like 3 stars when I read it. It wasn't horrible, but I also didn't feel like I just wanted to keep reading it and being in, like, you know, I was kind of like, okay, I just want to know what happens. And it follows this woman, and she is a widow, and her, there's a history of a Christmas ring that she has been given. It's been passed down from generations. I really like that element of the book and the history behind it of this ring that is passed down. But she, like I mentioned, is a widow, and she unfortunately at the beginning of the story, she loses this Christmas ring, this family heirloom, and she's just heartbroken about it. And throughout the book there's this mystery of trying to locate. She hopes one day that she will find this ring so she can pass it on to her daughter. But then also she, it opens up with her, you know, years having gone by now since her husband passed away, and her meeting someone in an antique store, which I loved, and possibly, you know, starting a romance with this man. And so again, if you are a Karen Kingsbury fan, maybe check it out. I kind of want to more see the movie. I think I don't know how to explain it, but like the book read like a movie to me, if that makes sense. I don't know, maybe someone will understand me, but it was, yeah, it was okay as a book. So I don't know, do with that what you want, but I just wanted to share with you that that is out there, because I know I have a lot of patrons right now that are really wanting to read this book, so I thought I'd share with you guys as well. Okay, then there is another book that I'm currently reading. I'm actually really enjoying as well. It is called, sorry, I'm just looking at my phone. It is called Winter Street by Ellen Hildebrand, and she's also an author that was new to me. I think I've read maybe a few of her novellas, and I know she's very popular, and she kind of, right, when I always think of her as like family dramas and Nantucket. That's the things that come to mind with her. And so this is kind of similar. So Winter Street is, I want to say, I don't think it's very long. I don't think it's a novella. But it's not like a huge book, but it follows, it kind of is giving me like family drama. And so it follows this family of a husband, and he had 3 children with his previous wife. Then, you know, they got divorced. It's been a while, and he had been married this woman named Mitzi, and now they've been married for a long time, and he had a son with Mitzi as well. So kind of this family of siblings and half sibling. But it opens up with the main character. He finds out that his wife, his current wife, has been cheating on him for years with the guy who's Santa Claus at their bed and breakfast in Nantucket. And so he's like, what? And she leaves. She's like, bye, I'm leaving you. And FYI, I've been cheating on you for like a long time. And he's like, oh my gosh. So then now it kind of tells you, I feel like it's very her, if you know Ellen Hildebrand, there's kind of like family drama, family sagas, things going on the side, characters and shenanigans that they're getting into. It's just kind of like a drama, but in a book, but it's during the winter season. And so now from what I'm gathering is that his actual ex-wife is coming back in the picture for Christmas. So I don't know if it's going to be kind of like a second chance. They're gonna, if anything, reunite. Like if they reunite, I don't know. I'm kind of curious to find out. I do have to say, I'm not normally like a fan of like Nantucket to that whole, I don't know, it's not normally my thing, but I think having a little bit of drama is kind of fun to read. I don't know if I would just go on this whole thing of just reading all her books, but I think this one is kind of fun and it's a little bit different from some of these other like historical romances. So just something a little bit different to break them up. So that's also on Kindle Unlimited if you do want to check it out. Also, I believe it's on Libby, at least from my library. I think it's a pretty popular book. So feel free to check it out and find it, again, through your library. And then this last series, I'm sure there's more, but I just wanted to finish with this one because I feel like I feel safe recommending it, and I'm just also really excited to get into it. And this series, so this is a series of, I believe, 7 little novellas, I believe, or I think maybe all books actually, but again, not super big books, but these are called A Christmas Escape. Yeah, they are novels. So, but I am excited particularly for Faking Christmas by Cindy Steele. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that Cindy Steele has been a new discovery author for me this year, and I have loved every single book that I've read by her, 5 stars so far, and I'm just so excited. I love how she writes romance books, banter, all of it, so I'm really, really hoping that this one, Faking Christmas, has all of those things that her previous romance books have. Sorry, I'm so excited. I'm like stumbling over my words, but this is a whole series that has other, I believe they're all Christian fiction authors, but I'm excited because they all seem really great and they all just seem like really cute, adorable, like Christmas romances. There's like Grumpy Sunshine. I think there's like Friends to Lovers. Like there's all kinds of fun different tropes, and there's one that I think it's like an island or something. Just like some really fun settings, and again, all during kind of Christmas time, and they just seem really good. So I just want to put that series up for you guys, recommended. If you have read any of these books, please let me know, and hopefully as I'm reading these in December, I will try to post, I'll have my Goodreads and my Fable linked down below. I'll post reviews if you're curious on finding out, and then I obviously will do a wrap up at the end of December and share with you and give you my thoughts on them more in detail. But that is all for today, and I'm just so excited for, I don't know, all this winter and holiday reading, and I hope that you all have hopefully some downtime during this season, and just to embrace what the real meaning of the season is, and just to take time off to read and relax, spend time with your family, and yeah, just enjoy a good read during this December time. Bye everyone, see you in the next video.